Hello, my Stampin' friends. So glad to have you here on a Thursday night. This is Lisa Harden. I'm coming to you live from the Stampin' Zoo in beautiful Boise, Idaho. And it is a chilly night here in beautiful Boise, Idaho. I had to get the my little heating pad out. Oh, I feel so toasty warm now. I feel like I'm just under the covers, only guess what? I'm here to craft with you tonight. I am so glad to have all of you here. Whether you are joining me live or on replay, please say hello, pop in, let us know where you're from if you're new. This is a great group of stampers and paper crafters. I'm so glad to have all of you here today. And we're gonna have some fun with the Artfully Layered bundle. I love this bundle. And as you can tell, it comes with some beautiful papers. I mean, look at these. This is not all of them because I've already been chopping into them with a reckless abandon. Why did I only buy one package? I don't know. It's a mistake I make often, but let's see here. I've got to find myself to make sure that I'm live in the right place. And I think I am. A little crackly on the voice today, huh? Let's see here. There we are. All right. Oh, that's so pretty. The paper. I could just play with the paper all day long. And so I think all of the cards I make today do kind of feature this DSP. Look, I had to fix it. So you just see, oh, look at this. So I posted a video from Stampin' Up, I think last week. And it was with the CEO, Sarah Douglas, talking with the concept artist that actually was in charge of creating this bundle. Let me show you where it is because you might want to purchase this. Now, I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and one of the things that means is that I sell all of the products I'll be using tonight, and then some, right? Like, I don't know, 1,000 products probably. And so if you would like to purchase anything that you see me using tonight, please just jump on over to thestampinzoo.com and hit the shop now button and just shop to your heart's content. This is the last few days, 4 days, I guess, 3 or 4 days of celebration. And celebration is Stampin' Up's free promotional offer where you get to choose free items from this flyer with every $50 or $100 purchase. So it's coming up to the end, and this one has had some great products. You know that, and I know that. I've been using them in my videos. You've been using them in your creating, and they're coming to an end, folks. So just so you know, if you would like to purchase the products I'm using tonight, you will get to earn some choices in here. Your choice for free. Okay, so I am in the mini catalog. This catalog, okay, and the suite that I'm working with tonight starts on page 32. Look at all of the beautiful examples they give to us. Oh, right off the bat, there's like just beautiful examples. What can I say? Such nice choices of that paper and just more things than you would ever think to do with all this stuff. That's why you have to have the catalogs, because the catalogs are just these great inspirations. Yes. Oh, and hello, everybody. I'm seeing you all come on. Hello. Thank you for sharing. And I will, as always, I will ask you to please share this video. If you are enjoying it, chances are you have a friend or two online that's going to enjoy it as well. And every little bit of viewing and purchasing and coming to events and comments and all of that helps me grow my small business. So I thank you in advance for that. So here is the set of products that makes up this artfully composed suite. Of course, you've got the stamp set and the dies, which we'll be working with. We've got some white ribbon. Let me get it here for you. Artfully layered ribbon. No, white frayed ribbon. Sorry, I was trying to make it too fancy. Here it is. Look at that. It's so neat. It's very fresh and different. So it has a lot of texture, right? It's really voluminous, so I don't know that I would put a standard bow on a regular size card, but this ribbon kind of stands on its own. You don't need to make it into a bow. You can just make it as, see, it would be a lot, right? But it can just stand as its own layer on the card. So that's some really great ribbon. And then we have these little faux sea glass shapes. I believe they're on low inventory, but they are still available. And they're really cool. They're frosted. And they really do look like little random sea glass, which just works out perfectly with this color combo. Then, of course, we have some great vellum. It has, let me grab that for you, because it kind of gets lost in the catalog of all this color, doesn't it? So let me show you what that looks like. I don't think we're going to use it tonight, but don't be so sure. You never know what I'll be pulling out of my hat, right? I said my hat. Hello, everybody. The DSP in this bundle is gorgeous. Probably my favorite. Okay, so this is vellum, but it's printed vellum, right? So if you can see that, there we go. This looks like newsprint, right? Please don't ask me to read it to you. My glasses aren't that good. My eyesight isn't that good. Then look at this one. It's like script in kind of in random squares, or then here's some maps. Oh my gosh, this is going to be great when you're using your driving by stamp set that you earn in the Celebration catalog. Right, let's see that. Let's see that little guy. He's so cute. Driving by. There's so many fun things in here. We've looked at it a lot, so I'm not going to make you look at every single page, I don't think. I have a Band-Aid on, and of course it's on the finger that I'm using to like move all these pages, so I'm kind of useless today. Okay, there we go. It's the driving by. Look at that. So this is perfect, right? For the driving by with the cars, and you can use this map vellum. Let's see, can I tell where it is? I know I shouldn't digress. Clover, Rose, Beamer, I don't know. I can't tell you. It's not Idaho, but that's all right. It doesn't have to be. Or it's not my town, I should say. Here's the other piece of the newsprint. You get 2 pieces of each design. Okay, here's another map, but it's all white. Look at that. Isn't that great? Just depends on your design, right? And then here's some more newsprint, but it has black type instead of white type. So really a totally different look. Oh, and here are the squares again, except again in white instead of black. Really fabulous. So please don't miss that. It goes with, of course, it will go with all of your supplies, not just this suite. And let's see here. It's only $10. That's actually a lot of paper for $10. So I suggest it. Maybe it's my top pick of the night for most value. I think it is. We're gonna have a top pick of the night for most value now, at least tonight. And that's it. And then of course we have this beautiful DSP that I started off with. So if you would like to know more about it, you can always post questions. I may not see them while I am completing the cards. However, I go back and read questions. So you can also private message me. And like I said, if you are so inclined, please feel free to order these products for me. You just need to be in the US. That's it. That's the only requirement. And man, there's some fun stuff you can do with these. So I have, like I said, I have 3 cards for you tonight. I hope you like them. They made me kind of happy. So I hope they do the same for you. Now this is a little, look at this. This is a stray but beautiful Christmas card that I just got yesterday from the Houston family. But this is actually its second arrival in the United States, apparently, because Jen sent it to me and then she sent me a picture of it. I don't remember when, like a few weeks ago at least. And it was declined. And the part in my address, there's a reference to East in my address, and that wasn't on there. And the only thing we could figure out that's apparently super important, and we didn't know that. So anyway, it came here somewhere, went back to Canada, then came back to my house. But don't you love it? It's so cool. And it's a cool fun fold, but then how she put the paper on it really tricks the eye and makes it look like something totally different, right, when you're pulling it open. So I love it so much. And this is what the Playful Pets, I believe that's what it's called. Playful Pets. Yeah. So anyway, it's super cute. Thank you so much, Jen. You know I love it. And I don't care when it arrives. It got here and it's gorgeous. So hey, thanks for sharing. We've got Jean Shoot sharing. Deborah, hello. How are you? Massachusetts, Deborah. There are other Deborahs. Oh my goodness. Kathy Strang is up. Well, you might be up. I don't know, but you're on. I'm so glad to see you. There's Jill Peterson. Hello, Miss Jill. Thank you for sharing, Lori. I see that. I know you guys are all sharing. Anne is sharing. Hello. Hi, Cindy. You saw Sarah's video. I know. Jean, wasn't that fun? I think her name was her name Katrina? I can't remember. It's my boss's name. I should remember that. But, oh gosh, Norma Jean, thank you so much. Yeah, my teeth. I just had a tooth pulled and then, my gosh, it stuck. The after effects stuck with me. It's like I'm getting older or something. It's so weird. That's not possible. So yeah, I mean, I won't go into it. If you watched the video or if you haven't seen the video from the concept artist, please go back and look at it. But they were talking about how she actually like painted these. See how they look like they're laying on top of each other? It's because they actually are. They were pieces that the artist cut and painted, and then so they were actually 3D and they got laid on paper and then they got photographed, and that is what it took to create this. It's actually what you think you're seeing is what you're seeing. And there's another one in here. This is my favorite. This is why it's all chopped up, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll have to have more. Oh, come on now. Where are you? Oh, I might have a whole sheet. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, this is my favorite. I can't help it. I think it's the Bird of Paradise. I believe this was the same technique. So look at that. When you see that it looks like they're laying on top of each other, they actually were. Oh my gosh. It's an amount of dimension and stuff that you just don't see in printed papers, dare I say, from other companies. We'll just keep it generic like that. Hello, Roz. Roz says the vellum is great. She used the words with the stamp that is the stack of books. Oh, that's nice. And the map goes nicely with the Viking stamps. There's two ways to use it right there that don't have anything to do with this suite. So that's pretty cool. Yes, our products, mix and match very easily like that, don't they? One thing, oh, I do want to point out one more thing about the paper. I still get asked about this from time to time, so I'm going to keep mentioning it until everyone knows. But I keep my papers in order of, you know, by the package of paper. But I always keep the back layer of the paper, and that is where the name of it is, the item number right here. You can find it in the catalog as well. But the most important thing on here is after the name and the dimensions, it gives you a list of our Stampin' Up! Colors. And these are the colors that are used in this designer series paper. So these colors aren't on every design, right? But in this entire pack of paper, these are the colors that are used. So when you go to pull cardstocks or embellishments, anything that we have is going to be in those same colors. That's why it's so easy to work with Stampin' Up! Products, right? I mean, this is like the Stampin' Up!, the genius of Stampin' Up! Is that we don't have to guess. We don't have to go to some ratty, disorganized store and figure it out and then find out that things are out of order or off the shelves. We just order it all here. That's what makes it so easy. And I wouldn't necessarily know to group these colors together, but I have confidence in grouping them together because Stampin' Up! Has already put them on this paper, right? So this is kind of our beautiful tropical color palette we're going to use tonight. All right, let's see. The only thing I have to decide is what do I want to start with? I do need some grid paper. My goodness. You know, I always think I'm super prepared. And I'm always like, almost there. Not quite, almost. All right. I need a little grid paper for tonight. Some of the projects are going to get a little messy, which is good, right? We like messy. We like messy. Oh, Deborah loves this set. Deborah, I do too. It is just really, what can I say? It's versatile, right? You can do just about anything with it. It doesn't have a sympathy sentiment, but I would make a sympathy card out of these products. They're big and bold. But if you chose to use paper that was just neutral, you could completely change the look of these things, right? And so here are the dies that go with it. You can cut out this image, this one. And then it, excuse me, and then it has one that looks like this, but we'll use that. And this one's all detailed and fun. Same thing with this. This is great for paper piecing. And then these cool textural pieces that we will use tonight too, as well as this one. I don't know that I would take this and cut these out. In fact, they might not even really line up. No, but it's just to create like a negative in your paper. So you can put this design, you can cut this design out of your paper, and then it just leads you right back to the patterns in the stamps. So one more way that they really work to coordinate all of these designs. What are you doing? It's not time. Oh, brother. And I didn't bring the you-know-what's in here, so they just ate, I don't know, 5. And believe me, I don't judge harshly because, you know, just because I just ate doesn't mean I don't want a snack too, but I've got things to do. Oh, Tangle, I've got things to do. You're going to have to go sit down. Okay, so I think we're going to start with this one because I just think it's a wowza, isn't it? Isn't this fun? We're going to make it in some different colors, but it just kind of lays it all out there for you. It's this beautiful paper. I have brought in some dies that are called Amazing Thanks, also in the mini catalog. These are both the detailed word, and then I guess I call them the bubble word that's back behind them. And the words are "You are amazing" and "Thanks." So you get these 4, 2 different shapes for each word. They're great. They come in a bundle with another really great stamp set, but they're perfect, you know, as they are, obviously, on their own. So we are just going to make this card, like I said, but with totally different DSP and color combination, and then we'll see which you like best. We'll see which one comes out and wows us the most. So these are the extra products. Like I said, the amazing, what's it called? Amazing Thanks. I should have known that. And the other thing, where are those little, here they are. And these are called polished dots. I don't have them in the package because I've been kind of hacking away at them. Because when I send you card kits, sometimes I put these things in them. Let me see. They are clear and Calypso Coral. It's a very light Calypso Coral, but here on white paper, you can see the these on this side are the Calypso Coral, and then these are the clear. And of course, you got a whole nice sheet of them in the, again, in the mini catalog. Hello, Michelle. Michelle, when I was getting ready to go live, I saw you were on, so I will share your video after this. I can't wait, and I hope you're doing well. You're just eating lunch in the sunshine, probably. I know it's still the summer there, or maybe it's the fall, but it isn't the winter. We got a little snow today here. It wasn't very voluminous, but it did make things a little chilly. So I stayed in. Okay, so this is the color palette I chose. And remember, it was very easy because I just looked to the paper, right? So these little dots back here, I know these are Bumblebee from the color code. And so I chose Bumblebee cardstock for the card, right? I just cut a piece of white cardstock, regular weight. And then this is some more of that cool DSP. Look at that. And the back of it is just as fun. If you wanted to obviously have something that was, oh, I thought that was on the paper, but it's in the pattern. How interesting. Okay, so anyway, if you wanted something that's even more muted, look at that. That looks great. With one of those words across it. Dare I say it looks masculine? But anyway, I think it's really nice. But we're not doing that because, you know, I'm more about the big and the bold. Yes. And, oh, I love that so much. Okay, so this one's pretty easy. It involves more die cutting than anything, but we do have a little bit of stamping, so we'll leave this in here. These stamps are red rubber, so you do not need to worry about bringing out your paper piercing mat to get a good image because red rubber stamps have their own cushioning, right? So there it is. Whoops, there it is. Okay, I'm off to the side a little bit, aren't I? Let me get out. You could definitely put this size of stamp up on the Stamparatus. But you know, since I'm just going to do one image of it, we'll just put it on the block. I have it on the I block. Okay, so in this one, I did second generation stamping because I want to be able to write over that if I need the room, and I'll need the room because I have kind of big letters. I make big letters. Shocking. Let's see here. So I think for this one, I'm going to, what color shall we put inside? Now, one of these is just jade. One of them is mint macaron, old olive, and evening evergreen, which is very, very dark. So I'm not going to put that one on the inside. I think even at second generation, it will be a little strong. So let's put some mint macaron. Okay, so just like the paper, we have the coordinating ink, right? Oh, Michelle says a few days of summer and then it's autumn. Oh my goodness. Well, enjoy it, friend. Enjoy it. So just like that, I'm going to take this beautiful stamp after I've inked it up and I'm going to put it on my grid paper. And then I'm going to come in here on the insert for my card and I'm going to stamp the image. And that is what is called second generation stamping because it is, well, the second time you use the ink. So here's the first one, much darker, right? This one, a little bit lighter, some empty spots, and that's perfect. That's just how I want it. And it will dry a little lighter than that even, but you'll be able to write over that with ink, with black ink, even blue ink. It'll be fine. Then just using the chamois, get these, I just love these big, bold stamps. That's what I think of. When I look at this set, I say, this is bold. Now we are going to use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss for, I think we can get away with it for all of our die cutting tonight. And what's so cool about that is, oh my gosh, did you hear that this is going to be 20% off starting March 1st? Well, I'm here to tell you it is. It's already only $30, people. And now you're going to be able to get another $6 off of it. And there's going to be 20% off of some of the coordinating items that can be used with this. So please watch for that. If you are on my email list, you'll know, because I'll send the specials out to you. And if you're not already signed up to receive my email, now's a great time to do it. Again, you can just go over to thestampingzoo.com and a little purple info box will pop up after you've been there for a few seconds. And it will ask you if you want to join up to get the zoo news. And all you have to do is just put your name and email in there and you're good to go. So that's how that works. And then that is where I tell you about my events. Sometimes I post special projects over there that are just for email followers. I always let you know about, well, everything that is going on at the Stampin' Zoo. All the zoo news goes over there. Okay, so I really, really want to cut this because it's just such a beautiful image, but I need to grab my paper again to see what my color combos were. I've forgotten already. So, okay, I'm already using the bumblebee for the sentiment strip. And so I think I want to cut this out with a different green. So let's take a look here. Now is where we can pull in all this. I pulled some smaller pieces of my cardstock, scraps, if you will. And, oh, see, there's Just Jade. Isn't that pretty? And here's Mint Macaron. I think they make such a great combo. So out of those two, I think I want to use this one. There's no wrong answer. Okay, no wrong answer. So you will see that I just made what we call a little sandwich there out of some plates and the cardstock and the die. Here's the best sandwich. Here's the sandwich you'll make 9 times out of 10 if you're just cutting with a die cut. And this is a little different than the instructions, but I'm here to tell you it works even better if that's possible. The number 3 plate, and then 2 number 2 plates, and in between those is where your cardstock and your die cut goes, okay? And when you use the number 3 plate instead of the number 1 plate, I don't know, it just works. It's just a tiny bit smoother. So I'm just sticking with it. Now this thing, let's see if it all comes out. Sometimes seemed like when I was cutting it over here was a little picky. But look at this beautiful die cut. How it's kind of delicate, but still really shows you a lot of the color at the same time. Nope, looks like it's going to be fine. Let me see. Where's my take your pick? Gotta have your take your pick tool. You're not going to get very far, especially with a Band-Aid on your finger, right? Even if it's your non-dominant hand, you need it. Okay, there's one of our little cool little pieces. Now I think I am going to stick with cutting this other one out of vellum. The fun thing about cutting it out of vellum is that of course you don't block the images on the DSP. This is not the pattern vellum. You know what? I didn't bother with that. I don't want to cut into that and then use this when I'm going to basically get the same effect by using my plain vellum, which is which can be purchased from the annual catalog. And it's, you know, with the other papers, it's kind of hiding a little bit, but you can find it in the index in the very back of the book. Okay, so here's the die I'm going to use for this beautiful vellum. And then our vellum is really fantastic. Of course, it's just a little bit better than other vellum because it's a cardstock weight, so it's not as flimsy but yet it still has flexibility to do all sorts of weird things we like it to do, right? Right now, just a straightforward die cut. I am going to run it back through the machine to make sure I get all that cut out. Okay, and then you could leave it just like this. It's very beautiful, isn't it? But the pieces in the middle are what come out and leave this beautiful outline. Oh, I love it so much. So pretty. So then you have one more element, right? And then finally, I just put a little extra back here. I don't know. Did it really add that much? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna put it back there. I'm gonna use a little mint macaron. And then we'll decide if we wanna use a lot or a little. This paper is just a little bit too wide. Not a problem. Peggy, I know, the more you see it, the more you like it. You know what, I actually bought this, or this kit was part of a class that I took from another demonstrator, and I think I would have purchased it by now, but it was not on my first or second or maybe even third order. I thought, okay, it's cute, it's tropical, it's florals, okay, and that was a big mistake. I'm so glad I have it now, because look at all these things we're going to do with it tonight. I think by the end of the night, you know, it's always my goal to talk you into purchasing this, right? I think it's going to make you happy. So give it a try. Now see, this thing also delicate, but beautiful. Look, whoops. Looks like a cool palm leaf, doesn't it? Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we have a little selection of die cuts to use on this card. And let's see here. All right. It's nice when you have all your pieces and parts. Now you can assemble. Oh, I didn't die cut the word. Well, we'll figure that out in a minute. We'll bring it back in a minute. All I need to do with this is just glue it down. And you can also use seal if you prefer. I don't know. Today's a glue day for me for some reason. Tomorrow it'll be all about seal. Tonight, or for this card, it's about the glue. Okay, so this guy, this is a 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm leaving kind of a wide border, which I love. I love to really show off that bumblebee paper. It's so pretty. Okay, and then before we lay the bumblebee strip down, oh, I might want some Wink of Stella. Yes. It's always a good night for a Wink of Stella, isn't it? And I'm thinking I might color this die cut. So we're going to attach these die cuts to the back of this strip and then lay everything down as one piece. It just kind of works a little better. Let's see, and we might not even use this whole thing. So let's just, I won't even bother getting all the pieces out. But this, and well, hello, Carla. I know, Carla. Again, it's the genius of Stampin' Up. I wouldn't have known to put these colors together. I don't know that. They give me a cheat sheet though with the DSP. So then I feel like, okay, I can do this. All right, so I'm gonna color this little image here with my Wink of Stella pen. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give the entire surface a thin, even layer of this beautiful shimmer. And it also darkens the cardstock a little, which I find that I like. It's a little more dramatic, right? So you kind of like shake the shimmer around. When you need to, you press on this, but you don't have to press on it very much. And then the fluid comes down and you can see it in the barrel in here and into this pen. Paintbrush, really, paintbrush pen, which is great because you get perfect coverage. And what I'm doing this on is our little silicone mat. So this is great to have around. It's great to have a couple, frankly. I have 2 and I could easily use 3, but if I had 3, then I'd want 4. You know the routine. So anyway, nothing sticks to this. So our adhesives don't stick to it. Our hot glue, or, you know, hot glue, anything, glue dots, all that stuff doesn't stick to it. So remember when I said we're going to build this as one piece? Well, then we're going to be able to pick it up really easily. So that's what we're doing. And then this, I hope you can see it, but it added a lot of shimmer to it. It just, there we go. Yeah, it almost looks like it's on paper that has shimmer in it, right? So one more way to kind of make it your own. Okay, Michelle, you have a great day. Oh, she's off for a swim. That sounds fantastic. I need to get down to the gym. Okay, I'm just going to cut this part off, and we are going to put this down kind of like this. Oh, I like that contrast. So when I'm going to build this, I am just going to put it on. Whoops. Well, that works. Maybe not. What a goofy. I wanted it on that side, but let's do this one first. How about that? So this one is going to come up and over because it can do that. Ooh, check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? It's almost like it's a different design, you know? Okay, and then over here where I was starting, I know this can't come out very far because this is basically the width of the card. So I kind of need this pointing down. Oh, but first I want to put my vellum philodendron leaf, I would say. Again, Roz might know better than me. Roz, is this the Swiss cheese plant? There we go. So I just stack those 2 together. And then since I have my adhesive there, then I just bring it like that. Okay. And remember, I said everything just pops up off of our silicone mat. Love that silicone mat. And then I'm going to bring it over here. And this is how it's going to be. Now, I cut this strip 1 1/4 by 4. Okay. So I liked the look of it coming over a little bit further. I didn't want it to line up. I did that on purpose. You could put this up on dimensionals. I'm just going to lay it flat. The die cuts themselves have so much dimension already. I feel like we don't really need that. Okay, so again, I'm just coming over here, just a tiny bit over the edge, just for different effect, right? And doing the same thing on that side. It's already so pretty. Okay, so at this point you could stamp. I wouldn't stamp. If I were going to stamp on this, I would do it before I glue it down to the front. But we are choosing to die cut, right? So it's all good. Let me put this on the inside too. Okay. Ooh, everything just looks so fresh. I don't know. It's like tropical, but fresh, right? It's not the usual designs and colors that you might think you'd see. All right, let me show you about these little letters. They're great. These words, I should say. These, you don't even have to think about it too hard because you just choose the 2 words you want. We're going to use thanks again. I am lucky enough to need a lot of thank you cards. So the colors I chose over here are Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. I think that looks very nice. And this was a piece of the DSP. Oh, one thing I forgot to do on this. Well, that's all right. I was going to die cut this piece of cardstock with this little texture die. I got in too much of a hurry. I was too excited to show you all. You could use this one, right? Or this one. We'll use it on another card, but That's what those things are for. Okay, I promise you're not going to miss it. So since we have totally different colors, I think we should go with, let's go with the Evening Evergreen, which is super dark. And maybe we want that one to be the detailed word. Of course, if you don't know, you just try them both, right? Let's see if we have enough room for a thanks here. Oh, do we? Yeah, I think so. Can I be that? No, I can't do it. Let's see, this side? No. Up. We'll have to start over with something else. Here we go. So how has everyone been doing this week? Have you had a good week? Are you happy it's Thursday night, almost Friday? You know, do you have fun things going on for this weekend? I know my Aussies are already enjoying their Friday. Just, well, some of you just starting it. So I hope it's going well. So here's our little thanks in Evening Evergreen. Whoops. It's hiding, doesn't want to come out. Sometimes if you just, there we go. Sometimes if you just drop it, it falls out. Okay, look at that. Isn't that great? I love the script of that. Oh, that's going to look good. Okay, and so now I might want to use some more of this. Boy, that's really going to pop. That's a good amount of contrast, so why not? It goes with the DSP, right? Okay, so that was the more detailed one. Now, what did I do with my die cuts? Here's that one. I'm throwing them all around, and I'm sure they're right here. I'm sure the other one's right here. I was looking for, let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. So then this guy, I'm gonna roll this, whoops, roll this one through. It's a little hard to roll this through when it's on my grid paper. Both of the die cutting machines we have rubber feet, so it's much better if you just put it on the desk. But since I'm trying to show you all the cool things it will do, because you know, if you don't have this already, when March 1st comes, you're gonna want it. 20% off. Nice. So there's that. And now all we have to do is assemble our thanks. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. Just with a slight adjustment, it adds a little bit of difference, right? So here you can see they're offset just slightly, right? The darker one in the front is, I brought it down a little bit from the letters. That lets the I don't know, the balloon part in the back show off a little more. I kind of think I like this one just right where I just happened to lay it. Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it on the bumblebee. So if I were going to make a lot of these, I would definitely use the adhesive sheets, okay? But since I didn't even know what colors I was going to cut out tonight, I didn't feel like getting the adhesive sheets out. But definitely have them in your arsenal. And if you're going to make, like I said, if you're making even 2 or 3 and you know the colors you're going to use, then just get your adhesive sheets out, because essentially that makes these fine dies like this into a sticker. So, but our glue works just as well too. Of course, I always want to have take my pick tool handy. You know, these are only $10. Yes, they are. And then you can buy a roller brush for $10 that fits on the end as well. And one end has putty. I'm sure we'll be using that before the end of the night. And then one end has a couple of different tools. The paper piercing tool that I'm using. And then if you pull it out, twist it and pull it out, you can have what I call the world's smallest pancake flipper. See? Isn't it cute? It has a functional use too. And then also there are 2 stylus. Let's see here. You get, come here now, let me see ya. get a stylus end. Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, just trust me, you get a stylus end. And that has its own use too, right? So, especially if you're making fun folds and you're doing a lot. Oh, yes, you do need these, Carla. So if you're doing fun folds and you're doing a lot of scoring, the stylus really comes in handy. Well, hi, Brenda. Oh my gosh. I remember you were talking about the flooring. So that's nice. You got that done. Oh my gosh. You haven't crafted in 2 months. Oh, what? I'm trying to think how that would feel. And then I realized I don't want to know how it feels. But I certainly get it. I certainly get it. Those things have to be done from time to time. And then now you can just, you know, have your new beautiful flooring. Flooring is like, I think the hardest, but one of the most rewarding things to change out in the house. Okay, so I'm going to glue that one down. And then I'm going to take this block and put it right on the thanks for just a second while I put these dies away. Well, not away, but you know. So here's another one that, again, I was giving myself choices. And here's one that I think is in the old olive. So you can even use the background part if you wanted it to not be so detailed. It works fine too. I think you can, everybody can see that that word is thanks. Okay, let's bring some of our polished dots in. Whoa, one just went flying. I'll find that, I don't know, on my outfit later on this week or something. I love the Calypso Coral, but I think I'm going, oh, there it is. Hey, this little one was overzealous, but this is a Calypso Coral, so I kept that for the other one. You're having withdrawals. Oh, I get it. I get it, girl. Okay, where are these things going? Stop it. Now this one, look, this one wanted to come over here and play. Now just cool it. Everybody get in line. You've got a job to do. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple of these. Sorry, I'm cackling. I just have so much fun with you guys. I can't help it. I have to cackle. Okay, I think that picks up just enough of the little areas here. Look at this. It's so pretty. Who wouldn't like this card? So which do you like? Let me get the supplies out for card number 2. Do you prefer, I don't know, I guess we'll call it green or yellow, evergreen or bumblebee, whatever you would like to call these. You can tell me which one you prefer. If you do, you don't have to say you like them both. You can say you prefer there. And let me get out the supplies for the next card. I think you're going to find this one to be really fun. I need... What are you guys doing? You better beat it. You're going to get in trouble. Hardly. There we go. I hate it when my paper's crooked, and you guys probably do too. That's why sometimes I don't use it. Oh, shoot. Oh, we're going to use the heat tool, which means I had to unplug my my heating pad, and for a minute I almost was like, forget it. They can just live without it. But no, I will sacrifice for you. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Evergreen, bumblebee. Oh, hello, Donna. I didn't see you pop on there. I hope you're doing well, too. I've got some recuperators with me tonight. That's good. Bumblebee. It really does. You know what I think I like about the bumblebee the most is I love the words. The evergreen on the mint macaron is like, wow, that has a lot of punch. So first card, look how easy it is, right? Super easy cards. Okay, card number 2. Look at that. We're going to use something retired, which I hardly ever do. But it looked like so much fun that I thought I would just, what the heck? I bet some of you might have it. And it is Calypso Coral Embossing Powder. Get out of town. Do you guys remember that? So I looked in my stash and I have crushed curry and Calypso Coral Embossing Powders. And this is a perfect night to use it. Of course, if you don't have it, it's okay. You can totally make this card because I used white embossing powder for the first card. So this is a pattern from Lisa Curcio. She posted this, I don't remember when, last week or something, but it's just a cool vellum overlay card. And I thought, again, this is a perfect set of products and colors to use with the vellum overlay because they're so bright anyway. And then you open it up and you've got this cute little card in here, sending all the hugs. It's really all that needs to be said. And then you sign it, right? And then on the back, just a little hint of the beautiful DSP. This is a super fun card, very easy. And again, we're going to use that great vellum that is cardstock weight. Well, probably not full cardstock weight, but it's heavier than regular cardstock. So this stands like a card, right? It can stand. And we will use the plain vellum because we want our embossing and to show up, and then we also want to be able to see this, but there's no reason why you couldn't use the other vellum. It might not be as heavy. No, it's not as heavy, but you know, you do you. I'm not going to stop you from using it. Are you kidding? If it makes you happy, I want you to do it. So what do you think about this card? I did not create this. I have done vellum overlays before, but I was watching Lisa Curcio and she made this and I liked the measurements, but I am going to play with the measurements. I want a little more card in there. So this one's 2 3/4 wide by 8, scored at 4. I colored on it with our Stampin' blends, and when I did that, it bleeds through, so it's all right. You just have to know that you have to have a little piece of paper to line the inside. So if you were to do that, right, then you would want to bring another piece of paper and glue it onto the inner flap, because when you color with the Stampin' blends, they bleed through. So if you don't want to see the pattern, so that's what I've actually done here. And then again, just stamped, simply stamped inside, and really just simply stamped the outside too. Totally easy. Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, and then a couple, I think Just Jade, both the ink and the Stampin' blends. Okay, easy as that. And then there are those polished dots again, only this time they're in Calypso Coral. Okay, you have good news. Oh my goodness, that is excellent news, Donna. You graduated out of physical therapy. Oh, perfect. That is always good. Okay, so like I said, this is 2 3/4. I made this next one 3, so 3 by 8, okay, scored at 4. And we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're going to create a cute little card here. And I am going to trade out my stamps, and I'm going to use this, again, this little rounded philodendron looking thing. I need a block, but I don't want this one. Probably a D block is perfect. Yeah, you can kind of put it kitty corner on here. Okay, so the one thing you can see here is that when you get ready to stamp your vellum, we're going to emboss on vellum, okay? You have to line up the image that's underneath. So you can do that a couple of different ways, but I'm going to show you, I think, an easy way. You could do it on the Stamparatus as well, but I don't think we need that tonight. Now, if I mess it up, I guess we need it, don't we? I never said it was perfect. Yeah, maybe I did. But I only say that to selective people, right? Okay, so I want to get rid of this so I don't confuse it and use it. All right, and here I have my vellum. It's already cut and scored, 4 1/4 by 11. Okay, and I do want to bring my bone folder in here, and don't manhandle it and score the heck out of it, because you'll cut it, right? Because I said it's a heavier weight. It's not cardstock weight. So don't have your trucker friend score the vellum. And then there you go. I think that scoring it lightly and then using your bone folder is just enough. Okay. All right. So this guy, it's going to be important. We want to lay down the images that are going to be embossed. And we are going to use the Calypso Coral. So keeping that in mind, I don't know. Should I stamp these in Calypso Coral as well? Why not? Why not? Is that what they look like in nature? Probably not. Who cares? This is my card. And I do love Calypso Coral. Patty Bennett, I think it was, had posted the other day, what do you think is missing from the Stampin' Up! Color line? You know, what would you like to see? And I said, I would like to see a color between Calypso Coral and Poppy Parade. So like, I'll show you in just a minute, but like a fiery red. Now I am going to go ahead and stamp this way, but it doesn't matter. I'm stamping a little bit on the back, but we're going to cover it up, so it's no big deal. Okay, so yes, I would like a color between these two colors. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. I mean, don't like get ready to use it because I don't think it's coming on the market. If it does, it'll be sheer coinkydink. All right, but that's what I want. I'm waiting. I can patiently wait. Okay, one thing I need to do is definitely get that cleaned up before I put my arm in it. It's a big, bold stamp, just waiting for me to get all messy. All right, so now we have these others. This really cool kind of Latin script. I think it's Latin. Don't ask me to tell you what it says. It says something though, because Stampin' Up! Doesn't just write gibberish on stuff. They actually have words. They'll tell us sometimes that they're like, you know, a turn of the century poem or whatever. So they actually take the time to put some thought into that stuff. Okay, so let's use Pale Papaya. Oh, I love it so much. Love it so much. And we used it for the script, or I used it for the script last time. So I'm going to use it for these little, now this I definitely think looks like a philodendron. I don't know. Am I just going to call every heart-shaped plant that? Probably. Hey, I hear you back there. You're fine. The growling's gonna, not growling, but you know what I mean, like where they lay down and there's a huge exhale, like, oh God, this is rough. So rough. What is 8? Oh God. Natives are getting restless back there. Okay. And then what color do I want? I don't want to see a bunch of that type, this one. So maybe I'll just use, like, I was just talking about crushed curry. Maybe I'll use the bumblebee though. We already know. It's been used in other combinations. So I can use that too. And don't, I'm using the colors that are in the DSP, right? But don't think you have to stick to that. You don't have to stick to that at all. You could make these in neutrals and they'd be great. You make them all in our reds or our purples. Maybe that's next. Jean says she would like a true pink. You don't like petal pink, and Blushing Bride is just okay. Petal pink is definitely like an apricot. That's what I think it is. Blushing Bride, the ink is brownish. And maybe the cardstock is too, but I find that I play a lot nicer with the cardstock than the ink. It's not like if I, and I'm not trying to hate on anyone's favorite color, but if I had to get rid of one of our colors out of our regular lineup, I would get rid of Garden Green. It doesn't do a lot for me. Which is weird, right? Because I love the garden, but not the Garden Green, not so much. I'm more of a Just Jade, dramatic kind of green person. So, shocker, right? I need extra because I'm extra. Okay, there we have it. Just this kind of random style, making your own pattern paper, right? And then we're going to flip it over and put a little sentiment in it. I do like hey there, but we're using that on the next card. Happiest birthday wishes, I think, is actually too long. Oh, just barely. There we go. Okay. This is going to require some advanced stamping. I may have to get my head in the way. I am going to stamp this in Calypso Coral. Why not? So what would the rest of you like to see in the Stampin' Up! Color lineup? That assumes you know the color lineup. But you know what? It's not that hard. If you've been using our products for a little while, I bet you know the colors pretty well. What do you think might be missing? Is it possible that anything is missing? I'll tell you the timing of this that's going to go down. It's a little sad what happens with a new catalog, but then before you know it, you forget and you're just happy. And what happens is 5 of the 10 in colors are going to retire. So we only have the in colors for 2 years. And they stagger them, so they start a new set for us, a new group of 5 each year, right? But that means 5 have to go away. So the 5 that are going away are very great. They played very nicely with the other kids, but it's time for them to go goodbye. Misty Moonlight is one of them. Cinnamon Cider, you guys remember all that. Oh, Magenta Madness. So anyway, those colors are going away, and that is in that's in May. They will retire. So just a heads up for you. And I'll be sending out an email about this. But the heads up is if you like those colors and you want embellishments, cardstocks, inks, all of that stuff, you're going to need to make your wish list and get it. Because those things become the #1 hot item in town, right? Because they're going away. So it's all right. We're going to, like I said, you're going to get 5 new ones to replace them. But sometimes things can't be replaced. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, let me move a couple of these items because we are going to do some embossing. You know it. We're going to emboss with this embossing powder. And I don't know how old this is. Apparently I wasn't really into embossing with it at the time. Did I use any of it? Oh my gosh, if this is still closed, I'm going to be so embarrassed. Oh, good. Looks like I used it at least once. Okay, good. So embossing with this is just the same. Oh, and by the way, if you don't have this, it's all right. You know we have, I think, at least 6 different embossing powders. Gold would be beautiful on this. We have we have 2 sets of 3. We have neutrals and we have metallics. All right, so take your pick, or better yet, get both. And then you'll be covered. But, you know, if you have something retired and you want to get it out, take a look at it. I don't think embossing powder, I think after years and years, embossing powder kind of gets a little funky chemically, but it takes a long time. Oh, so one thing, I'm getting ahead of myself. One thing I want to do with this, remember I told you, well, oh my God, I almost poured that all over the place. It's like I'm drunk, but I'm not, I promise you. Okay, so remember I was telling you before I got all ahead of myself again, that you're going to have to line this up before you emboss. So I'm putting just a little bit of seal. Hopefully you can see that shiny. Just a little bit of my adhesive on the back of this. And using my grid paper to size things up, I'm going to kind of look at the front here first, because I'm going to see where I want these images. And again, I'm going to stamp the full image on the front. So I want to have enough room on both sides here, so I can pretty much see that it's probably straight. But before I really burnish it down there. I want to take a look through the grid paper. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, that's how I'm going to leave it while I stamp this. Now you would think it wouldn't work, but it seemed to work just fine when I did it this way. And this was really easy. I don't think Lisa Curcio did it this way, so you can go over and watch Lisa if you want to do it the absolute perfect way, because she is, you know, basically Stampin' Up! Royalty. And I am but a pauper, but I still figure some things out. Okay, so Embossing Buddy, even on the vellum, right? This is what gives us the cleanest embossing we can get. Okay, and then I'm going to bring that stamp in again. Oh, brother, I cleaned it and put it away. Like, oh, sometimes my efficiency is not. Leslie says she would like to see Misty Moonlight in the regular lineup. I think that's great. It's Misty Moonlight plays so nicely with the grays. I mean, it has a fair amount of gray in it, apparently. And I love that about it, because it made me use more gray, which I then really loved. Okay, the only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get close. Now, again, this is not what Lisa Curcio did, but it's also, you get pretty good, pretty easy. I mean, pretty close. Okay, so then I'm going to put this right here. Okay, lift it up. And this particular one looks a little bit like it's off a tiny bit, but I kind of like that. I'm not just saying that. And then over here, I'm going to, I'm trying to kind of look through the stamp. It's a lot easier with a photopolymer stamp to do this, right? But that's why I said, like, go over and watch Lisa if you want to see how she did it. Oh, yes. This one was right on. This one's off a little bit, but I don't care. It looks good. Okay, now I think I probably should take this out so I don't mess up my embossing. And then, can you see that? Can you see the shiny watermark ink that's left there? And we're going to put this Calypso Coral. Oh my gosh, that looks like neon electric, doesn't it? Okay. Ooh. So pretty. Okay, I can see a little right there. You guys are fine. I know. You have to wait. And I'm giving them different TREATS now, so they have to stay in the refrigerator. Those other ones, they were kind of those hard sticks. They were not rawhide. That's not a good thing. I mean, that's a dangerous thing to give your dogs, but in my opinion. But I was giving him these things that were basically kind of like a glycerin type base. But Cash, I swear, he swallowed them almost whole. And I just kept thinking he was going to have like a blockage. So as much as he loves them, I know he still waits for me to go and get them for him, but I can't do it. The mom had to call. She had to veto that. So, okay. Now we have our vellum. Now I'm going to bring in our heat tool and heat it up, right? That's what we do with it. It's so fun. Oh, see, I use gray granite, Leslie. I like it. Okay, when this gets hot, it's time. Pam, you know what? I started to break them up, but they're they broke like, almost like a shard. And I just thought, this is not good. Oh, watch everybody what's going on over here in the upper corner. Fun. There we go. So this is going to be pretty. What a different take. I like this colored embossing powder. It's super fun. Too bad I didn't use it when it was not retired. I bet if you really, really wanted it, you could find some in the aftermarket, you know, online somewhere. Once you have one packet of it, I mean, I can attest, it lasts for years and years. Of course, you have to get it out of the package. Oh, wow. I like that. That is so pretty. Okay. Now I will plug my blanket back in. Thank you very much. It's not a blanket, it's just a heating pad, but it's really long, and so it goes down the back of my chair. Oh, I love it. Yes, I know, Roz. Just like, I can't even tell you what the colors were that retired last year at this time, and I'm sure I was really missing them. So, you know, I always cry a little extra hard about a purple, but other than that, I think I'll survive. Okay, so this one, oh, look, so fun. Isn't that great? She did such a great idea, or she has such a great idea on this vellum overlay. I think when I've done it before, I haven't done the whole card, and now I'm like, I don't know why. Oh, look at that. I'm so glad I found that powder. I think it's really cool. Okay, here comes the hard part, right? Trying to put this thing back. It's really not that hard. Uh-oh, it looks like I'm almost out of seal, but we're gonna go ahead. Nope, I'm out. Okay, so this is fine, good timing. When the red tape comes up like that, you're empty, you're on empty. So you just take the top off, then this part gets tossed, okay? And then you pull another one out of your stash. I don't have another one out of my stash to show you. Well, darn it. I have another one, but I'll show you anyway. Basically, the cartridge goes in here and just pops right back in. And you have another one, like magic. Okay, so I am going to go around the perimeter of this. I feel like it probably needs a little extra. You can use Seal Plus if you want. I wouldn't use liquid glue. No. Oh, Deborah, you have to. It's so fun. First of all, just how it looks like that. I mean, oh. Okay, so now you don't glue this, don't adhere that down first. Put this so you can see. Stop it. Hey. Oh, we're having an issue down here. Don't you make me get mad. Okay. Okay, where was I? Okay, do it this way. Do it like I'm doing it here. Fold it so the back doesn't come over there. All right, now remember this one down in the bottom was off, I believe, a little bit. And the one in the top was dead on. So we just kind of, I think it was kind of, I can do like half of one, half of another. There we go. This one was off. This one was dead on. But I'm going to do it so that they're both off a tiny bit. If I can. You got to keep your card straight too. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay. Oh, so fun. So fun. And then you open it and this, but then you've got this, right? And so that's why I cut that little piece of paper. Now this one is odd shaped because again, this was 2 3/4 for my original card. So I'm gonna cut one out of the DSP that's 3x4, and then you cover up the back piece. That's how hard it is, which is not very, right? And so I definitely want a little bit of the paper that has the Calypso coral in it, that beautiful bird of paradise pattern that somebody really clever named Kristen created. So beautiful. And then we're just gonna put our, and this piece would work great for it too. This is just pale papaya, again with the script running around it. So that's another beautiful pattern, but I can't stand it because I love this one so much. Okay, so again, this just lines up here. And then that's how your card's finished off. And let's grab some more of those polished dots. Okay, and again, then you can vote. I think I know what's gonna win. I mean, it has to. The Calypso Coral is just like too perfect for this. Again, retired. I'm so sorry. I do occasionally get inspired by something that's retired. So you do too. I know you do it also. Yes, you do. You have things in your stash that you can't get rid of. And I have very little in my retired stash. I'll tell you right now. But I don't know. The embossing powders were literally kind of hiding at the back of the drawer. Okay. So there's your cool vellum overlay cards. And like I said, I did not make this absolutely perfect. But again, thanks to Lisa Curcio, if you would like to go over and watch that one, you can watch it. She did a great job. Her cards were beautiful. She didn't use this stamp set, so she used some other stamp set. I don't even remember what now. Okay, I'm gonna get supplies out for our third card. Yay, we're doing 3 cards tonight. Isn't this fun though? It's so pretty, and I mean, look at that. The white is fine. I thought the white was great until I saw the Calypso Coral. But if you like the white, use it. Okay, kids, you're all right. You're okay. Oh, God. I have a really captive audience here right now. I wouldn't believe the staring that's going on. It's as if they're trying to speak to me. They're like, why don't you understand? Tango Puppy, what are you doing? You didn't even used to like the 8 o'clock SNACK. Got talked into it by the other one. Okay, now I think we're going to use mostly die cuts. A few more die cuts. This is kind of the same, well, it really is. It's the same layout as the first card, only we're making a 6x6 card because I had to be able to use a little bit more of this DSP in a larger scale. Okay, so if you want to make like a 5x7 card, this paper is so fun. Okay, Deborah, I know you are in the East, so you are, you know, it's getting to be late for people. I get it. And you know what? I'll record it just for you. Okay, let me move this thing again. All right, now I'm not forgetting my little extras this time. Here's such a cool thing that we have, and it's made especially for the mini. It's a duo of embossing folders, and it's called Stripes and Splatters. It's in the mini catalog. I think it's 10 bucks. If it's not, it's very close to $10. And so we're gonna run one of our papers through with this, just to get, you know, a little extra cool factor going on. So the way these work, again, they are a sandwich. Everything's kind of a sandwich. Isn't that fun? And so these aren't going to cover the whole piece of paper or the whole front, but we don't want it to. We just want a strip of it. So I'm going to use this as my guide to make sure that my paper is straight, especially since I'm using the stripes. If I was using the splatters, I don't know that it would really matter that much. It's very random. It looks just like it says, splatters, right? Now with the stripes, let me make sure. I think this could actually be, yeah, this just happens to be the correct sandwich, I think. So we use the embossing folder, and then this. No, you have to have at least this. This might not be right. If it's not, we're going to find out pretty soon. Let's see here. It says number 1. Why don't I just read instead of trying to make it up? Insert the embossing folders. Hinge first. Okay. You want a number 1 plate. Oh, okay. It says the number 1 plate, which they're all right there. And then this. And the number 3 plate. That seems like a lot. No, that can't work. What's going wrong here? Is it because number 1, number 3? What am I missing? Does anybody see? Yeah, does anybody see what I'm doing wrong? I have done this before, but maybe they're just so, I don't think that's right. I think. I'm not quite getting it, but use, oh, with the standard. I bet these are 3D. I don't know the sandwich. Let me see. Is that the sandwich? Oh, it feels like it's really close. Hey, Sherry, I'm just trying to figure out the sandwich. If I don't, I'm going to put it into the regular Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because I know the sandwich over there. Let me see. This feels too light. I don't think anything happened. Oh. Well, I think it worked. Okay, forget it. I just put it in between the two number 2s. That was a little different. So these are the instructions for a regular non-3D. So, well, hello, Susan. Good timing. We're just starting a new card. So that is really cool, isn't it? Look at that. They're stripes, but they're not. They look like rough and textured. It reminds me of old paint. You know, if you haven't gotten something painted in time, and then it kind of looks all rough. Okay, and then this is going to be the piece of DSP we use. Oh, so fabulous. So again, we're going to have a piece that goes across the front. We're going to put our sentiment on a little stitched, let me get the die, a stitched rectangle that's kind of small. So let me get that out. We're going to use this one. And so we're going to want that on a little piece of white. So let me get that for us. Now I'm going to go back to my regular die cutting sandwich before I was so rudely interrupted. Oh, I see another plate. There's another plate in there for embossing folders. But this worked fine. The 2 number 2s worked fine. But you get even another folder, okay, that's a little bit lighter in color. And so this is for, you'll use a number 1 plate and then this number 4 plate and then your embossing folder in the middle. But you know what? Mine worked fine. So I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so we need this little rectangle. Okay. And then, since I forgot last time, right, I need to go ahead and cut this strip right now. I was gonna let it hang over, but we're gonna go ahead and cut it right now. And then I'm gonna run it through again with some of these super cool dies that are all about the texture. Now, I don't like this to be too short. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing it on the paper trimmer. And if you're still watching, oh, that makes her so nervous. She won't do it. She won't do it yet herself. But she will. She's gonna get brave. She's a very brave person. Okay, I need now, remember these 2 little things right here? I think I want this one. Just look like, I don't know, hatch marks. Hashtags gone wild. And why don't I put them? No, I think since everything else is non-linear, why don't we put this straight? See what I'm doing here? Just putting it on the paper, okay? And then running it through. And what it does is it just leaves the marks. Look how fun that is, right? So let's do another one. We won't do it completely even. And let me see, I should turn it upside down. I should turn it, well, there really isn't an upside down, but you know what I mean. I'll try and make it opposite. I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, well, that's life. So in the US, we can mail a card that is 6 inches by 6 inches. It needs extra postage, but our cards need extra postage anyway. So no big deal. Now, we don't sell square envelopes. You can actually make a square envelope. If you still have the envelope punch board Carla, if you're still here, I know you said it was like the greatest thing that Stampin' Up! Ever made. So if you are one of those people, you can easily make an envelope. But there's also, I think Christina Werner has a ton of videos on how to make really cool ones too. So, you know, I love her. So we will just send you over there if you want to do it. Okay, and then finally we need, again, whoops, oh my goodness. I almost knocked you out. Sorry. Woo! I got too excited there. Okay, let's see. Hopefully that's fine. We're going to do, whoops, not that one. We're going to do a couple of these die cuts again, just because they're fun, right? So one of them went flying onto the floor. Let's see if I can grab it. Oh, perfect. Sometimes they're hard to get up off the floor. You know, I have hard flooring, and so sometimes they lay flat down there. What I need in here is what I have out in the garage, and that is one of those tools that is really like a pointer, you know, except it is magnetic on the end. So that's what I need. Now, will I remember to bring that in? I seriously doubt it. I'm going to cut a little bit more of, this is Old Olive, I believe. And let's put in this narrow one. Now again, we're going to cut things and then take a look at what we have. And this is a little bit bigger card. So it's always interesting, I think, to try kind of the same sketch, but with different measurements of an overall card. Okay, let's see if our little trick works. Nope, there's too many fine pieces in there, isn't there? I'm gonna have to get the take your pick tool out. Oh, it's a good thing I have 3. Because when one gets buried in the paper, then I can just grab another one. Okay, so this is where the paper piercing tool is so handy. And then you can just usually peel those out. Okay. Oh, and we're not using this particular die tonight, but I don't want to forget to mention it. Look at this. It's just like a zigzag, gives you a zigzag edge with stitching. That's really cool. And again, you can use that with anything. You can cut out strips of paper with that. It would take you a little bit, but you know, it'd be fun. You could cut out strips of paper with it, and then you know, just have a card with just paper strips. That would be really cool. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. It was like cut just for the mini. That was purely an accident. Whoops. Okay, we're gonna get one of those. My little trick's not working tonight. Okay. And then let's get another one right. Let's kind of mimic what's on the paper, and let's do one of these shapes. Oh, brother. Oh, here it is. It's right in front of me. Nobody panic. Here's the die. Let's do one of these dies in the Evening Evergreen. Now, Evening Evergreen is an in color. It will not be leaving us until next year. I think if it weren't in like an in color family, it would be a neutral. This dark green works great as a neutral. Kathy Sheely says, I could cut my strip on each edge. That's very true. I could do that to create a little bit of difference, huh? Well, Kathy, you always have good ideas, so I'm going to go with it. Okay, so we have this strip, and let's see. I'm going to cut it so this is on the outside. It's going to get into our pattern a little bit, but I don't know. It's fine. Okay. You can put that down with washi if you're worried about it moving. I don't think it's going to move on us, but we'll try it. Right? Okay, that looks good. Here we go. Yes, non-fattening sandwich for sure. Oh, that's so fun. Look at it. It didn't, what do I want to say? It didn't cut over the hashtag marks that we put in there. Good idea, Kathy. All right. Kathy always has good ideas, and she makes beautiful cards. So, if you ever have any questions, just ask Kathy. Ask one of the 3 Kathys, actually, because they all make beautiful cards. Okay, and then this, and I'm lazy, so I don't want to tape that down tonight. Okay, if you are enjoying this video, like I said, you can give me a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube watching this on replay, hello, my YouTubers. I love you guys. You've been showing me the love lately. Please continue. I thank you so much in advance for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if that's where you prefer watching my videos, I love that you're over there. So please subscribe, and then that way you won't miss the videos. You'll know when they're coming up. And I also put a lot of my creations, especially in the past few days, on YouTube and, no, not on YouTube, sorry, on Pinterest is what I was going to say. And over on my blog. So, ooh, thank you for the hearts. I love that. That's just perfect. Okay, so let's back to the card, and then I'll tell you other ways you can find the Stampin' Zoo, right? Okay, so we have a lot of little pieces and parts. One is cut at 6x6. One is 6x7 because I was using 8.5 by 11 paper. Now we do sell 12 by 12 paper, but I don't usually keep enough of it around unless I'm doing a special project. But this is how you make a card super easy. That's a 6x6 card, right? I am going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to make sure it goes around the perimeter of this little 1-inch piece that I have scored. Okay, so again, 6x6, 6x7 scored at 1. Then I'm lining up the 2 6x6 pieces, okay, and I'm just folding this over, and this is going to be the back of my card, right? No big deal. Okay, so there's the front of our card. Now, I've cut this at 5 3/4 by, I think, about 3.5. These 2 pieces I cut longer than 5 3/4 because I want them to overlap. I think that looks nicer when you are adjoining 2 different pieces of paper like that, if they don't come even. I don't know. It's just me. Okay, so I am going to make it so one's going to be bigger than the other one, right? So I'm going to make it so that this goes down first. So 5 3/4 by probably 3. Run through the embossing, or run through the mini Kent embossing machine with the stripes embossing folder, right? And this is like 5 3/4 by 3.5-ish. Just straight cut. Okay. Ooh, so pretty. Now, instead of a big thing of ribbon, we are going to be putting this down. And here's where, again, you can play with the dimensions of the top versus the bottom, right? You can bring this all the way down and have it be almost even, or you can bring it all the way up and have just a little strip up here, which I actually kind of like. So that's kind of what we're going to be leaning towards. But I want to kind of place my die cuts first so that I know what they're going to look like. Now, I love that right off the bat because this color is down here, and I feel like this is balancing the top by bringing that color up on the top like this. Ooh, I hope you like that because that's where it's going. sometimes it's a democratic world here, and sometimes it's unilateral. And sometimes it's unilateral, but I let you guys decide. So, okay, so now, right, we're going to start building our strip again. And so I know that I want that right about here. Okay. All right, and then I'm not burnishing it, but I want to have the other two. Again, I'm going to flick this and get these things to fly out. And some of them I like to leave in. And I know that drives some of you crazy. And maybe that's why I do it, right? Maybe that's why I do it, let's be honest. But not really. I just like the look of it, again, because it's just a little more interesting. That's exactly where I want that. So I'm going to bring it down to my, so I'm just like, I'm off screen a little bit. Sorry, I'm working like between my silicone mat and then the paper. So I am sizing up exactly where these things are going to be. And I want them to be loose. I don't want to glue them down to the card. I like that they're kind of loose. Now this is like, oh, what a showstopper. I can't get enough of the Calypso coral in this, right? It's obvious. So I think I want that to come almost straight down. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So then this I'm going to put right there. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Now I can move this around quite easily because my adhesive is still there, right? So, okay. Oh, it's also on my fingers. Okay, that's just like one of the most beautiful grouping of colors. These colors really, I don't know, they do it for me. Drives me crazy. Oh, Kathy, how did I know that drove you crazy for me to leave those little negatives in the die cut? It's all right. You know what? You can take every single one of them out of yours. It's okay. I actually like to replace them with different colors, you know, do the paper piecing method, but we're not going to do that tonight because we've been making 3 cards. And so now remember I said you can use this strip to kind of define where you're going to cut off the striped paper versus the DSP. And I've decided that I want this up at the top. Ooh, beautiful. And then this, I put liquid glue on. I may have been off screen when I was doing that, but I put liquid glue on the back of that after I got all the pieces and parts kind of like placed where I wanted them. And so finally we're going to bring in the hey there. Hey there. Yes, I see hearts flying by. Feel free to react. I hate the mad face, of course, but if you see fit, you can give me the mad face. But then you have to tell me why, right? Otherwise, it's thumbs up, hearts, hugs, all the good things. I love it. Okay, so then finally this now. It's a big decision. I kind of think I want this in evening evergreen, but I'm not sure. So I need my grid paper again. Grid paper is in the annual catalog. Never you fear, we have it for you, right? Oh. You know what I think? I think I'm changing my mind. I think I want it in just jade. It's gonna go right here. I wanted it to be a little more offset, but now with the design the way it is, I feel like it should just be in the middle. But I'm going to use the Just Jade. So I'm glad I tested it out on the grid paper. Okay, for those of you that were kind of just thinking about this suite of products, now that you've been watching, what do you think? Do you think maybe you like it a little bit more than you thought you did? Might be on your next order or something. I definitely think I'm going to be teaching with these products, and I just think they're beautiful. Hey there. Okay, I like that a lot better. And I also like the sentiment hey there, because that's how I talk. I say that. Hey there. Oh, so cute. Okay. It's on your next order. Great. Kathy recovers from COVID. And what's the first thing she does? Does she go to Disneyland? No. She places a Stampin' Up! Order. Which is basically like going to Disneyland for lots of us, isn't it? Yes. Donna needs to poke out all the negatives too. It's all right. You know I still love you, and I know you guys still accept me for who I am, so hey there. See, now it's just, now we can put it kind of where we want to, but I don't know. I think with those things being the way they are, I should probably put this, maybe I want it a little bit like that. What do you guys think? This is always kind of the hard part. Like, maybe I want it down in the corner now, but I've kind of, I need it to be in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, it's all right. Maybe I don't love it on white. Let me put this away. You guys give me your advice. Are we fine with the sentiment? If we are, it's going down. And we're still going to do some embellishments. So I'm sure the white ties in with the DSP down below. So I think it's all good. Okay, but I don't think I want it up. Well, yeah, let's put it on dimensionals. Let's just be crazy. It is Thursday night after all. I have one more day of work, and I don't even know if it's going to be a full day. I'm just feeling like it might not be. But I don't want to get behind. It's a very busy time at the old power shop. Okay. I am in love with this card, this paper, these stamps. You're gonna have to like probably force me to stop using it, because I could come back here and show you cards for days with the stamp set alone. It's so pretty. I realize that's a little off center. I kind of liked it, but let's see. How about like that? Yeah, that looks good. And then I'm just gonna stick with these. They're super cool. These polished dots, they have been perfect all night long. And really, we could use the Calypso. They're so light. And I think that since we just have a little bit of Calypso Coral, I'm gonna use the Calypso Coral ones. Let's take this one that wanted to like jump off of the page earlier. I'll just kind of put it there. And if you don't get these exactly where you want them, just move them with this pokey end, okay? They'll move. They'll move for you. Just make them. Okay, but otherwise, I'm just using the putty. Like I'm kind of moving them off with the putty. And then let's do 5. This is a larger card, right? So 2 up at the top here. 3 down at the bottom, because that's just how I am. I'm a little off kilter. And that, my friends, is just a tiny bit of what you can do with the beautiful Artfully Layered stamp set. Suite of products, DSP. My goodness, look at these. Here is the Vellum overlay, again. Inspired by Lisa Curcio, right? And then, of course, we have this standout card, and you can use any of those die-cut sentiments or any of the stamped sentiments on that strip in the middle. So this is just like a killer layout. And don't forget to stamp the inside if you like, okay? And then finally, we have a 6x6 card to take advantage of these beautiful, bold, and a little bit larger patterns. And of course, you can stamp on the inside here. So that's what the finished 6x6 card looks like when you make it out of 8.5 by 11 paper. So it does take 2 sheets of paper, and then you have, you know, lots of overage. But sometimes it just, the event calls for a 6x6 card. I hope you guys like all of those. I really love them. You know I had fun spending time with you tonight. I appreciate you all so much. If you have any questions or want to place orders or anything else, you know where you can find me. You can private message me. You can email me at thestampingsoo@outlook.com. And of course, if you know what you'd like, you can go over to shop right at thestampingsoo.com and hit the shop now button. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. You are so welcome. Everyone's saying thank you. You are so welcome. You know what? It's just, I get all the good feelings from you guys. I put them into the cards. Okay. So have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.